Megan, I have looked at the rules. I don't find drilling anywhere in there.
That's because drilling is slang for dangerous, which is covered in 9.8.
Oh, well, we should go over that rule then. We're going to go over drilling in a common sense way of trying to understand what that means. Now, I've got the rule right here. We're going to read it. Now, keep in mind, we're making this video in February of 2024. The rules could change, so the shelf life of this video is dependent on the rule as it's written, and this is how it's written currently, 9.8. Players must not play the ball dangerously or in a way which leads to dangerous play. And then in italics, which is the guidance part of the rule, and this is the part where, although drilling isn't mentioned, it means that drilling is playing the ball deliberately and hard into an opponent's stick, feet, or hands with associated risk of injury when a player is in a set, and by player they mean defender, when a player is in a set or stationary position, and players collecting, turning, and this means the attacker, and attackers, if you will, collecting, turning, and trying to play the ball deliberately through a defending player who is either close to the attacker or is trying to play the ball are both dangerous actions and should be dealt with under this rule. A personal penalty, that means a card, may also be awarded to offending players. And let me tell you, almost everybody gets carded for this. True? You've seen this in a lot of tournaments. If the umpire is up to snuff, sometimes they miss it. But almost always when there's drilling, there's a carding. So let's take a moment to understand why drilling is so dangerous. The reason drilling is so dangerous is that the ball, as it rolls towards the defender's feet or hands or stick, is rotating with a climbing action, which is to say, as it hits a foot, it will climb up the foot. Megan, can you lower your stick down? Or if it hits a stick, it will climb up. Stick right down on the ground. Or if it hits a glove, it will climb up and belt Megan in the head. All of this is very dangerous, and that is because the ball has a climbing action. Now lift your stick up. Even if the stick is up and it smashes into the player's foot, that is also covered by this rule. Now, some people might argue that if the ball hits the player's foot and their stick isn't protecting it, well, then it's this player's fault. But it all depends on how viciously the attacker tries to go through the player. By default, an attacker with the ball has to try to go around the defender, or they are at risk at violating this rule. But other people think that if the player is moving, then the attacker can't drill, and that is not true. So let's watch Megan get into a set position while she's moving. And that's drilling, folks, even though Megan was moving. It also says that you are not allowed to, as an attacker, play the ball hard into the opponent's stick, feet, or hands with an associated risk of injury. So even if Megan is not set down low, and I decide that my only opportunity to get the ball into the circle or someplace else on the court is to smash it into her feet, I am likely to cause injury. 2, 1 to the foot. Remember the climbing action, and it might pop up and hit Megan in the head. So even if she doesn't quite have the stick all the way down and the attacker decides, I'm going through Megan, that's illegal, okay? Now, I did it softly. That would be okay. But if I smashed it into her feet, you don't get to say as the umpire, well, she wasn't down low. Her stick wasn't protecting her feet. No, it is illegal for me to play the ball hard into her feet, trying to go through it. All right, something else we have to decide about drilling, danger, is basically where this player is or what counts for this player. And what we look at is generally where her shoulders are and down. Or if her feet are just a little bit wider than her shoulders, well, that's part of, if you will, the drilling space. And I cannot play the ball hard into the drilling space. Now, a mistake some umpires make is they try to make a pass that's over here and it hits Megan's stick. Well, that's not drilling just because I played it hard, because she is protected, but this space over here is not protected. Are you ready? I'm going to smash it into your stick over here or thereabouts. Okay, it happened to go over. What's that? Well, you're not allowed to lift the ball. But hopefully you saw that that went over her stick, but outside her drilling space. So let's do that again. just kind of reach out there a little bit more. A lot of times, umpires will say that that's drilling, but it's not drilling. Let's talk about two common occurrences of drilling, when to expect it almost. And a lot of times it's because the players are young and inexperienced. So one common time is when I take the defender to my right and I go down along the circle line and I get more and more anxious about getting that pass into the circle, and I come over here and I push it really hard and it hits Megan in the feet and she has to limp off. Tournament-ending injury. Another situation happens when I'm already in position. I've run down the field and I'm waiting for the pass. Oh my goodness, here comes the pass. Oh, what should I do? I want to slam it into the circle so we can score. Bang! And the player was already there, set and stationary in this case, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is drilling. So I'm hoping that what you'll take away from this is not perfection, but an understanding of what's going on when drilling happens. Well, I hope that helps you enjoy more field hockey games. Thank you, Megan.